We're having a lot of conversations about design systems these days. We've built design systems with a lot of clients that are still using them. We're building design systems with clients right now. And we have a lot of conversations with organizations who are interested in them. And in those conversations, I find myself saying a common phrase over and over. That phrase is your design system team is part of the product. And that's something that it sounds pretty simple, and sometimes I think I'll even say it, and the folks I'm talking to will gloss over it. But I really want to unpack it because there's a few important points in there that I think are really valuable to you if you're already part of an organization with a design system or if you're considering one. For starters, the word team. It's probably not a surprise. What I mean by that is a design system needs a team. Our own anecdotal experience, as well as the design system survey that we do, has shown us that an organization that reports a successful design system, those organizations tend to have teams. The vast majority have teams. And that doesn't necessarily mean a team of 30 wholly devoted to a design system. That's not always appropriate. It's rarely appropriate. There aren't very many organizations that need that. But what every design system needs, we believe, is a group of people who are responsible for it, someone who takes ownership in it. And that might be a small group of dedicated people whose stated responsibilities are to maintain and contribute to a design system. It might be a small group of people who a portion of their time is meant to go into the design system. It doesn't have to be a huge team. It doesn't have to be a full-time team, but it does need to be a dedicated team that is not only doing this on their own time, it's part of their responsibilities. Their manager or director has it as part of their stated goals, part of their stated job responsibilities to maintain this design system. This level of responsibility is very important, and I'll unpack that a little bit more here in a second. The other word that I'll mention is product. And this is talked about a lot. If you are interested in a design system, I'll add a couple links. But more than likely, you've already read about this, and you understand that a design system is generally seen in our industry as a product. And I believe that's accurate. It's a piece of software. It has value to the organization. It may not ultimately be purchased by your end users or end consumers, but it absolutely has a consumer base. Your internal teams of designers, developers, product owners, these are the consumers of the design system. It is a tool, it is a business tool that adds a lot of confidence in the code that you write, continuity in the design that you're putting out in front of your users, a lot of efficiency, a lot of accessibility possibilities. It is absolutely a valuable product, and it should be resourced that way. So as you're considering a design system, think of it that way, and that'll frame a lot of the decisions that you make, I believe. So let's combine those two, the team and the product. Your design system team is part of the product. And this is the sticking point that a lot of folks don't quite understand. And if you don't have a design system yet, this is probably not a point you're thinking about. And if you're building a design system, you may only be realizing this now. But what I mean is that the team itself is part of the product. It's not just the code. It's not just the documentation. The team itself is part of the product. At the beginning, your design system is going to be less mature. The other types of tools, like a jQuery, that developers are using, your internal teams that are consuming libraries to build your digital products, they're using tools, and those tools, the mature ones like jQuery or React, have all sorts of documentation, a whole community built around them. There's a lot of support to understand how to use them, how to adopt those tools, and realizing their value there's a lower bar to doing that. But at the beginning, your design system is less mature. It's not going to have all of that. Your design system, in order to be adopted well, is going to need some additional support. And that's what I mean when I say your design system team is part of the product. The team itself needs to fill in that gap. The team itself, while it's building components, while it's fixing bugs, while it's working out the pipeline, putting the release notes out, it also needs to support this product through pairing, training, brown bag lunches, video calls if it's somebody who isn't on your location. Um, the team itself needs to fill in those gaps, answer those questions, support the internal design and development teams that are using this tool and helping them understand how to use it. A design system that isn't adopted is not successful. It can be beautiful. It can have an amazing documentation site. It can have the best code. But if it isn't adopted, if it isn't understood, that value is not realized and it's a failure. So as you are working on a design system team, or if you're a manager or a director coming up with maybe a plan for building one, asking for budget to build one, we think it's really important that you understand, put in place plans, responsibilities, job descriptions that include a design system team with a portion of its time devoted not just to building things, but to supporting the system as people, sitting down, talking to folks, making sure that you have people on your team willing and able to do those things. All of this is part of your design system product that's ultimately going to make it more valuable to your organization, and you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck.